Christmas is not just about the cookies and candy or the decorating, it's also about delicious food. And this is a soup is something you don't necessarily usually think of at Christmas, but I think a festive soup can be delicious, especially when it has flavors of the season of rosemary and sage and thyme for the herbs, and then a smoky flavor that's gonna be added too, along with sweet potatoes. It has a really festive quality to it, especially just the colors and the look of it. And what I love about a good soup, especially a large one that can be done in a slow cooker, is it can serve a crowd if you can have a crowd at Christmas. Maybe this year you can't, but on other years, it could just serve a large family, which is really nice. And so you can have it cooking all day, work on other things, maybe even be making cookies, and it just smells good and it's really festive. So to get started, it is a very simple kind of mirepoix mixture. We're gonna put carrots, celery, onion. I have one more carrot then to chop up too, but I'm gonna put in my ones that are chopped already right into there. So I am using my homegrown carrots, and they're a little bit sometimes wonky when you grow them at home. But I scrub them well, but then I don't actually peel them because I clean them well and I make sure that when I grow them, I know what they're growing with and that they're safe and healthy. And so I don't peel them because that really just kind of cooks down and you don't even notice it. Now you're gonna notice I'm leaving them in somewhat bigger pieces. I like a hearty soup, and I want it to have, since it has a long cooking time because it's a slow cooker, you don't want it just to cook down to nothing, right? You want it to still have a little bit of texture. So I like to make sure it's gonna have some good texture to it. So I'm also gonna add some garlic. Guys, if you have not grown garlic, this is kind of my mantra, and I think this year, word was finally getting to people because when I put a video out about growing garlic, I'm just smashing the cloves because that makes them release really easily from the skins. When I put a video out about growing garlic, I feel like it finally resonated with some people, and I have a lot of people that say they grew it for the first time. It's super easy. It's one of those things that surprisingly people just, if you haven't done it or if you haven't gardened, it's to me the perfect segue into gardening because it takes no work. So if you haven't checked that out, check that out. I'm gonna chop up the garlic, and then I'm just gonna add that right in there along with everything else. So again, since it has such a long cooking time and things are really gonna probably break down, having a little bit bigger pieces isn't gonna matter because with this long cooking time, it's actually gonna make the garlic seem sweeter. It's not gonna have acrid or bitter tones, which is really nice. So with that, we're gonna add some sweet potatoes. So these are the ones I dug up. Oh, it's probably been a couple months ago now. And they're kind of the runts. And so I like to use them in things like soup. If you're buying them at the market, you don't have to worry about that. But I just use up my smaller ones here when I'm making soup. And again, I scrubbed them. I'm not gonna peel them because I don't mind that peel. It's actually thin enough that, you know, it kind of works down and doesn't have a lot of anything to it once it's cooked. And it actually has a lot of health in it too. So I'm cutting these in kind of just like rustic chopped fashion, nothing great. I'm gonna put quite a few of them in. So I'm gonna chop the rest of them and then we'll just put everything else in, and it's one of those set it and forget it's. Isn't that great, especially around the holidays? I have all my sweet potatoes in there and I'm finishing up on some jalapeños. Now, it seems like an odd ingredient, but I think that is what is really fun about this soup is it kind of plays up all the different flavors and hits your tongue in all those different ways. I'm removing the seeds from them just so they're not too hot. But what jalapeños do is, you know, you have the sweetness of the carrots and the sweet potatoes. And so the jalapeno is just kind of a little bit of heat. It's nothing too hot because we remove the seeds and they're out of season, but it adds just an element of some extra little kick in there, which I think a soup needs, especially after it cooks for quite a while, a slow cooker soup. They kind of need something sometimes that will wake them up, which I have an answer to that too later on. Another thing I love to throw in there is some herbs, and seasonal ones of course. Some rosemary, a few sprigs of thyme, which all those oils right now, the fresh ones just smell so good, and then some sage. And I'm gonna just tie it up with a little bit of just kitchen twine or butcher twine. That means it's not synthetic twine. If you use one that has synthetic fibers in it, it could kind of melt into it, as opposed to a natural twine like this won't melt. It's just like a cotton. So I'm gonna just tie it so after it's done cooking, I can just pull this whole bundle out. So I'm gonna nestle that right in there. So next is kind of the fun stuff. Now, this part isn't necessarily fun, but I add a boneless turkey breast. And when you buy boneless turkey breast, it's kind of butchered up because, well, if you've ever dismantled a turkey, you know that it it kind of is hard to get off the bone. So if you get the boneless one and skinless, it's just really easy to pop in there. Again, I like turkey around this time of year just because it's really good, it's healthy, and it also just has great flavor it's adding to it. So sometimes when I originally wrote this recipe, you can find a smoked turkey leg this time of year. That's also probably hard to find. So what I do is just get a ham hock. This you can find very easily, and it's smoked. It's a smoked ham hock. A lot of times you would cook it with beans or with different things. I'm throwing that in there. So what we have is really this play on that sweet, spicy heat, and it's kind of a really good combo. So on top of that turkey, I am gonna make sure to really well salt it. This is also obviously gonna salt the whole dish, but it's, you know, that's a decent amount of meat, and meat needs to be really well seasoned. I'm also gonna add some pepper, important here. And then what are we gonna do? We're gonna add our liquid. So you can use chicken stock, vegetable stock, turkey stock, any of those would be great. We're gonna add that right in there. It's perfect. We're gonna put the lid on. We're gonna set it on high, and in 6 to 8 hours, I mean, the smell is gonna permeate in here. At the end, we're gonna add, I know, don't kill me, some of my favorites, some kale. Guys, kale in soup, it wilts and gets soft and delicious and sweet. So we're gonna let it cook. We're gonna come back. We're gonna have soup. The soup is pretty much done. So to finish it up, I like to make a quick little cranberry sauce or just a little bit of cranberry, let's call it garnish even, to put on top of it. It just kind of is a nice, any soup that cooks for a while, it's nice to have something acidic that just kind of can be put with it or put in at the end that wakes up everything and that you really taste as you're eating it. So I have some cranberries in here, just whole, fresh cranberries. You could totally use frozen too, except this time of year, no matter where you go, I feel like you are accosted with fresh cranberries. So why wouldn't you use them? I love that. I love using what is in season and what there's a lot of, and cranberries are one of those things that you have to do something with them in order to use them. You don't often just, I don't think anyone just eats them fresh because that is tart. But instead, you can make a sauce that is delicious, and I think it's underrated. We often think of cranberry sauce as being something that you just don't necessarily have or you eat from a can, which I know there's arguments about that. I'm not gonna get into it, but don't even get me started. So I'm gonna put in the zest of an orange. I'm also putting in the zest of a lime. I think the lime is something that's a little bit different, but with the jalapeno we have in the soup, it just kind of adds a nice extra little wake up. It's kind of does the same thing that a lemon would. Citrus in general just always adds that nice, bright flavor, and I think you might be surprised that it's really good. So I'm gonna throw that in there. You just want the green parts, you don't want the white pithy part. Then to that, some honey. So cranberries in general, they need something sweet. So I don't often like to use sugar if I don't have to. I always try to have raw honey on hand, in which if it gets the crystals in it, don't get scared of that. They totally will just melt out and you won't even notice it. 1 cinnamon stick, throwing it in there. 1 seeded and chopped jalapeno. We're kind of mirroring those same flavors that we have in the soup, in the sauce, which is just kind of fun. Then I'm gonna just cut that orange that I zested, and I'm adding the juice right into here. I love, was that dramatic enough? If it wasn't, I really love citrus, especially orange with cranberry. I think it marries together really well. It actually brings out some flavor of the cranberry as opposed to just the tartness. So I'm just squeezing that whole thing right in there. It's just delicious. Then I'm gonna put this on the stove. I'm gonna bring it to a boil, reduce it to a simmer, and just let it cook. It really doesn't take long for cranberries to cook down. While those are cooking down, we can come back to the soup. For the soup, a little bit ago, I pulled out the turkey. It's right here. So this is the turkey breast, and it is just pull apart tender right now. Like that is exactly what you want. I'm also going to pull out that ham hock. There are different types of ham hock, so you may have one that has a lot of meat on it. You can totally use the meat. This one mostly has kind of a fat on it. So I'm gonna most likely discard, if there's any meat on it, I'll pick that off too. But if it's just kind of the fat, you're getting all the flavor out of it. You're getting that, you guys would not be able to believe if you were here, the smoky flavor that I smell. We can hear that our cranberries are cooking, so we're just gonna put this on a simmer. I'm gonna take also that herb bouquet garni kind of that we made. It's just tied together. the sage, the rosemary, the thyme. And then, and I know, I'm someone that I use a lot of kale. This is some dinosaur Lasianto kale. This is my favorite to use because it stays in the garden so long that I pick the remainder of it. It depends on the year. Sometimes it's in November, sometimes it's December. This is still from the garden. And I love it. It gets sweeter as it stays and gets a few frosts on it. So you usually can find this one at markets too, really late, and it's still really fresh. So I'm just pulling it off of the stem. If you didn't know you could do that, you can take the 2 end pieces down here, expose this rib in the middle, and then just pull. It's just easier than trying to cut it out, I think. No. And I know that I use a lot of kale, and recently my recipes have had a lot, but that's because in a soup like this, it's going to just meld into all that beautiful broth we have in there. We're gonna cut it somewhat fine because it's gonna get really softened and tender, and it really picks up a sweetness. And what I like about kale, unlike spinach, in soups, kale holds up and is sturdy and has really good texture. Spinach, if you would throw it in there, would get not only wilted, it would get almost slimy. And that to me just is not a good substitution. So I'm gonna put this kale all right in there. Look at that gorgeous color we're just adding in. I love a good hearty soup, and I love how the colors, there's something festive about them, especially with that smokiness that we're smelling so much of. So the turkey, you can pull it apart with your hands. You could also just use a couple forks, or as I'm gonna do, you just take a knife. Look how beautiful that cuts. It's just tender. And there is so much flavor. And what I love about cooking it or poaching it right in the soup, you get all the juices that come off of it, and the whole time it's cooking, it's just flavoring each other, the soup and the turkey and back and forth. So all those flavors are getting right in there. I like still there to be good pieces, so I'm not gonna just mince it fine. I'm gonna throw that right back in there. We're gonna let the cranberry sauce and the soup kind of warm back through, the cranberry sauce cook, and then we're gonna come and it's gonna be ready to go. The cranberry sauce is cooked, and you can see it becomes slightly thicker, almost kind of like a jam or a preserved consistency, which is what I like. And there's still some whole cranberries. It's beautiful. I love how cranberries have so much pectin in them that they just thicken up on their own. They're perfect. The soup has now warmed through again. All that kale has really softened, and just look at all these delicious, you have the sweet potatoes, some carrots, celery, that turkey. It has the most delicious herbed kind of smoky. You didn't think I wasn't gonna try it, did you? I just think this to me is a beautiful soup. It has that heartiness, has all these colors, which for me make it festive. Look how delicious that looks. And then just a little bit of this cranberry on top, and you can kind of just serve that however. Look at that, you get the red. Guys, does this not look Christmassy? And it just feels so festive, and it just smells delicious. Yeah. This is one of those soups that just kind of warms your soul all the way down. Just permeates. You get the smoky flavor, you get the well-seasoned, the herbs. That potato is so good in there. And then that kale just has a little bit of crunch, but it's really softened and almost sweet. This soup is one of my favorites, and I think it's delicious around the holidays, especially Christmas. It has a festiveness to it. That smoked meat just feels special. I really hope you try this. As always, share these videos around. That really helps me, and I think it just helps more people see how so many of these things are easy to do and fun to do. I hope you make this recipe, share it in the comments what you thought, and always check for the recipe at wiseguide.com and for other recipes. My website has so many recipes for the holidays and year round. I love to share these with you, and I just really feel like we're spending the whole season together, and that's the point. It's so fun to invite you in and just share this time together. So make this soup, enjoy it, it's delicious. Let me know what you think.